Hold on, Speedy Gonzalez. Before we dive into the word that God has for us, don't forget to subscribe and like my YouTube page, Bible 360 Outreach. And, hit that cute little bell too. Then you can also find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, Audible, Spotify. We're everywhere. But look, I'm not here to beat you up. Enjoy the show. God bless. Patience. Do you have it? When things don't go your way, do you have patience? When you've waited so long for something and have yet to receive it, patience. Do you have it? Most importantly, do you have patience with God's timeline for your life? Stay tuned. Bible 360 starts right now. Welcome to another episode of the Bible 360 podcast, where I am your host, Keyston France, and the question still remains: do you have patience? Most importantly, do you have patience with God's timeline for your life? When we decide to follow Jesus, we give him free will to orchestrate our lives. And if we allow him to do that, we will come out on top every single time. About 4 years ago, my dream came true. I received an opportunity to work for NASCAR as a tire changer. But my journey into the sport didn't go so smoothly, and it probably was my fault. You see, during my first attempt on getting into the sport, I didn't wait on God. I wasn't patient with his timeline. So I moved down to Charlotte, North Carolina, received a job with a small race team, made no money, broke, living with my relatives, until I had no choice but to move back home. I picked my job back up with Food Lion, and I sat at home disappointed. I was frustrated with God, but it wasn't until I realized that his plans are the only plans that will prevail. So I gave it to him. I sat back, allowed him to do his job. And while I was patiently waiting, that's when I received the call to try out with NASCAR's Drive for Diversity program as the next tire changer. And as they say, the rest is history. But I had to be patient with God's timeline for my life. It reminds me of the story of Jonah, the guy that got swallowed up by the whale. He resisted God's plans for his life to go to Nineveh. And while he was sitting in fish guts, he realized that resisting his plans for his life was not the best idea. Now, I'm not saying Jonah had an issue with patience, but he definitely tried to do things his way instead of God's way. In whatever you do in life, or in whatever you're trying to accomplish, just be patient. Be patient with God's timeline that he has for you. Because if you do, in the end, you will win. Think about it.